Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to I-65. We're here at the esports stage. My name is Munchballs. I'll be hosting the show for you here today, and we have a ton of action coming your way. It's the Belong Arena Clash Finals today. We're going to be kicking things off with Rocket League this morning. I'll introduce our teams in just a minute. Later on, though, we're going to jump into our Overwatch Arena Clash Finals. We'll also be seeing our Mortal Kombat 11 Finals kicking off right here on the stage, and then we'll be jumping into some of our BYOC action. But you guys are here for some Rocket League Finals, so albeit from me to stop you getting some action. So it's about time that we introduce our teams onto the stage. First, on my right, we're going to have the Milton Keynes Enigmas. I'm loving the support we're getting from the crowd already. You guys are getting hyped. I love it. I love it. All right. But they're going to need an opponent to jump into this final. They've been battling it out for the last few weeks to get here to Insomnia. On the left side of the stage, let me introduce the Clyde Claymores. All right, well, the players are taking their seats. They're getting ready for this final. The stage is set. I know I can hear that you guys are ready for this final to begin. So it's about time that we kick off Insomnia 65 for the day. It's about time we jump into our Arena Clash Rocket League Finals.
Thanks a bunch, Munch. Yes, the past 2 months have been leading up to this very moment where two underdogs of our massive 8-team bracket have managed to make it to the finals here at Insomnia 65. I'm the Eternal J. Joining me on this this final step on this long journey is my compadre, Digital Bacon. My man, it has been such a long time and such a long road for these two teams, going through the top 1 and 2 seeds as well. It's not been an easy road to get here.
No, it definitely has not. We went through 4 different groups to get here. Neither, literally no top seeds got to this point. We are literally seeing the lads that have had to battle tooth and nail to get to this point, and they have earned their spot up on the stage. We've got the Clyde Claymores and the MK Enigmas. These lads, through the playoffs, just were incredible. Enigmas 4-1 against the Harriers, and then 4-1 against the Pirates. On the opposite side, Claymores taking down the Nottingham Arrows 4-0, and then London Lionhearts. My boys, I was really sad to see this one, but boy, did they earn it.
And that's the thing as well. The Pirates and Lionhearts were #1 and #2 seeds. These guys have been represented well across international competition, across tournaments like the Gfinity Elite Series, the Renegade Cup. You know, going back for the past 365 days, we've seen a lot of those players on those two teams manage to have some incredible results over the course of Rocket League. And despite that, we've seen these two teams manage to take 4-1 victories, which is not an easy feat at all. You know, best of 7s are commonly referred to as the pinnacle of Rocket League matches. So to see them go in that sort of fashion in 4-1 sort of series, it's not too terrible, I don't think.
No, and you've got to think back even to the group stages where it was all best of 5s. Each week they had to play a match and really put it all. You didn't have that sort of warm-up period. A lot of these lads, of course, coming straight in after work, after school, and having to knock straight onto that pitch and really put in their best efforts. We saw some great performances then, and it really shows after a long 2 months, this is the pinnacle of Rocket League in the UK. Clyde Claymores, look at that. Chief Shots, Freecon, and Cal Zaffi. Lads from Scotland, the only team from Scotland, Jay, and they were able to make it here. On the opposite end, MK Enigmas. No one really would have thought this team being able to come through. Cynical, Triss, Magu, and Evade. They had to literally earn it so damn hard, really find all the odds to get here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd argue even more so for the Clyde Claymores, because MK Enigmas, they have some of those big, some of those relatively big names in the Rocket League space. You know, Triss is obviously well known across the entire community. Cynical has also been, you know, gaining popularity as well. He's had a bit of a rough time over the last couple of months, but he himself is here to play. You know, he's motivated and everything, and that side as well. Like, they've been playing together for a very long time.
Well, we saw Cynical last night, didn't we? Near enough with the upset win over the last Insomnia winners, the Breezy Flick side, and he was looking phenomenal. If he can just carry that performance over into today, I think it's an easy choice for a victor, really. But as Belong is already gone, Upsets do happen.
Oh,
They
yeah.
happen tons.
Oh, yeah. Again, like these two teams were severe underdogs in their bracket. So to see two underdogs going up against each other in the grand finals is always a good time across all of esports history, essentially. So this match is definitely set to be a good one. I am a little bit miffed that we didn't get to see the top 1 and 2 seeds go up against each other, because that would have been also just as much of an epic match. But I do believe that this one is still going to be a hell of a doozy. Bacon, you believe, I believe I already know what your prediction is going to be for this particular matchup. But I'm going to ask you as a formality, which way do you think this one is going, and what do you think the score will be on the series?
Jay, it's got to be the Claymores. They're definitely my favorite team coming into this one. The lads are unrivaled, and so is that Cerberus. Unfortunately, there is a little issue. It cannot contain these players. Just too epic for them, so we've got to get a new one set up for them. Jay, you asked my prediction. I think it's actually going to be, it wouldn't be a land without a best of 7 going the whole way, would it? So 4-7 going to the Claymores, but I could see a couple of turnarounds there. You know, maybe 2 games going one way to the other and flip it around a little bit.
So you're expecting it back and forth?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, though?
I'm going to go MK Enigmas on this one, I think. I think I just trust those talents a little bit more in this card. I hear you guys.
Yeah, we've got some fans.
I hear you guys. Yeah.
We can see them. Yeah,
yeah, I'm all aboard the MK Enigmas camp. I just believe that those guys who have a lot of talent. I believe they are just the better team pound for pound. But I do agree with you. Have free can't shots, 2 really big talents on the other side of the field. Shots in particular is actually one of our contenders for MVP as well.
Oh yeah.
So you got to remember that this is also not going to be a very easy affair for MK Enigmas. They are the favourites in my opinion by a slight amount, but they are going to have a challenge and a half up ahead of them here, Bacon. I'm going to go 4-2 on the series scoreline. I believe that, yes, it will be a back and forth affair, but I think towards the end of the series, the MK Enigmas will eventually be able to come out on top and claim control of the series. And, of course, that grand final trophy. Yes, best of 7 rules we're playing under. So, like I said, the pinnacle of Rocket League. 4 games to win for all of these squads today.
Yeah, and you just pointed out shots for the Claymore side, but who's your lad to really look out for over on the Enigmas?
Ooh.
That's a loaded question, I know. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, again, they are such good players. I think they're probably they are some of the best players in the Arena Clash at the moment. If I had to pick one per se, I'd say Cynical, just because of what you said yesterday about the way that they took on the Breezy Flick side in the BYOC tournament, and they had a really, really good sort of strong showing. Breezy Flick are also the #1 seed for that particular tournament as well. So Cynical seems to have a pretty decent track record of taking down top seed teams in the tournaments that he's played. So this actually might be. I think he's going to be my guy to watch, especially if he gets going, then he's going, essentially.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wonder if he brings along like a handkerchief for his opponents when he comes into the tournament, because the number of upsets that lad causes is just crazy.
Wipe away the tears.
Oh, look at those teams on. I
think they can hear us as well.
They're happy. They're getting warmed up. They're pretty comfortable. Everyone's not looking nervous. That's actually quite, like, for a lot of these lads, it's their first time up on a big stage here at Insomnia. And no one seems to be a whole bundle of nerves. They're just loving it, loving the whole experience.
No, absolutely not. And that's part of what the whole Belong initiative is about, to give your introduction into the esports world. And for a lot of these teams, again, their first stage performance, let's see if they can have it well. I'm being told that we're almost ready to jump into the matchup. So hopefully.
Waiting.
Yeah, I know, right? We're almost ready to go. It had a bit of a false start, but it's okay. I'm being told that the real start is about to begin. So, yes, of course, make sure that you are cheering and make sure you are supporting your necessary teams. I did go on the main stage earlier and say, is there anyone from Milton Keynes? And apparently no one from Milton Keynes is here today. So I feel like a bit of an idiot in that regard. So, not a lot of support for the Claymores, though. I saw a few fans out there applauding them when they came
a lot of lads from Scotland, coming in. Of course, like you said, it's easier to support the only Scottish team. I bet every Scotsman out there is, kilts and toe, just basically supporting the one team that they got repping them. And it's actually pretty crazy that the only Scottish team was able to get to the finals, like beating near enough all the odds.
Well, again, you talk about sort of the international representation we've seen. Freakant was playing in the Renegade Cup, and he was one of our standout players. So you've got to remember that there is still a lot of potential in that Clyde roster. And as a result, again, this should be a close one again. 4-2. I'd probably say 4-3, actually. I'm going to change my prediction.
You're thinking it's going the whole way?
I think it's going the whole way. I want to see a Game 7. We haven't seen enough Game 7s. You saw that bracket a little bit earlier. It was always 4 0s and 4 1s. I want to see a 4-3.
It's the only one. It was 4-2 versus Lionhearts.
The 4-2 is the closest series we've had so far in the playoffs, and I want to see a 4-3. I want to see a Game 7. I'm still going MK Enigmas.
We deserve it.
We deserve it. These guys deserve it. And I believe that we are ready to get started with this one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the grand finals of the Rocket League Arena Clash in the green half. It's the MK Enigmas, and in the blue half it is the Clyde Claymores as we start things off with Cynical and Magu getting on the offensive line here from the corner, set up for a shot to the backboard. No one can come from the center line to go ahead and commit. So Shots is in the backfield alongside Calzafay there to defend it as appropriate. Very nice stuff coming out of that corner. Clyde Claymores, however, can't get on the counter attack as Evade goes for a fantastic shot. It is going to get saved.
Big opening here coming out from these two teams. So they're just trading blows right now. They're trying to prod at each other, Jay. They're trying to make sure that they're covered on all bases, near enough. Send balls downfield, try and find the weakness, and then they'll strike on it.
Shots challenging for midfield control alongside Freecant, takes it over to that corner. It's Magu with the overall receive. Good pass into the field. That's Calzafay with a very awkward shot though, too far high and too far wide. Shot still keeps it going on target. Perfect open net for Calzafay. And there you go, the first goal will be drawn out by the Clyde Claymores.
Too far, too wide, Jay. You're completely wrong there. Calzafay was setting up the pass, putting it over wide to the side. Lad's got a big brain, is using that full brain power. Ooh, line that up for Shots to put it back in the center to a brilliant little play. 1 minute in, Jay, and we've already got a goal.
A big start for the Clyde Claymores, and they're going to try and see if they can follow through as well. Look at Shots with the challenge. Calzafay there for the receive, but Freecant takes the overall control, and Cynical can go ahead for a challenge as a result. Back into that corner once again. It's Shots off the ceiling. Great aerial dribble, but Magu will be able to challenge for it. Over that corner, finally Freecant with a boom back downfield. It's Cynical over to this same blue corner. They've been playing a lot out of this blue corner here for the MK Enigmas, and it's almost coming up to fruition. Again, Magu with a nice, decent challenge, but they are just going too far wide on a lot of these setups here. Finally, a good shot on target that Freecant is able to rotate and save. So Clyde Claymores, again, very pressured in the back line, but they are going to be able to hold on.
Yeah, Freecant has been on the grind for so long. I remember playing against him like 2 years ago, Jay. And this lad is like near enough building himself up purely to this point. Sheer work and willpower has gotten to this stage, and he's going to want to prove it.
Good shots being posted by MK Enigmas. A little bit slow though, so Clyde Claymores again can just easily defend and clear, go back to that midfield. Cynical and Magu now with a challenge off. Once again, the bounce to the corner. Calzafay there to receive it. Shots also beats out Evade, and perfectly back over to that green backboard. Cynical and Magu forced to rotate back to the box. Freecant set up to the center. The pass is a little bit too light, so the result will not be a goal just yet for the Clyde Claymores. Still have that goal lead though as MK Enigmas get back on a counter-attack. Evade with no boost, being forced to fall back. Cynical, rely on Magu to come forward. It's Freecant again with another good challenge. Over to that corner, second touch back to the backboard. Shots coming in with another follow-up, but it's not going to happen for him. Evade also with a decent 50-50, just to keep the momentum and the pressure away from Clyde Claymores.
Yeah, I'm loving the Clyde Claymores sort of midfield plays and defense right now where they just slow it down. They're not exactly trying to win out 50-50s, they just want to stop it there and make it as awkward as possible for the Enigmas.
Good shot from Calzafay, better save from Evade. Shots over there to receive the clear attempt. Finally, Evade will be able to get it back out over the past the Magu to the backboard. Evade there, a little bit too far forward. Has to take the ball high instead of putting it on target. And again, it gives a little bit of room for Clyde Claymores to breathe with. MK Enigmas do need to get a goal in soon. 2 minutes to go on this first game of potentially 7. Magu getting into that corner. Cynical off to the backboard. Freecant with a miss. Evade there with another good challenge. That one is close to the target, but again, Shots is going to beat out any of the MK Enigmas. I feel like there's a little bit too non-commitment there, or non-committal from the MK Enigmas side, because they're letting so many great chances just go away from their opponent's net and get cleared right back into their own half.
Yeah, they're being way too cautious about it, Jay. Sometimes you just got to risk it to take the chocolate biscuit, and these lads at the moment aren't getting anything. They're hungry boys. They need a goal.
Calzafay setting up Freecant here, a great redirect opportunity, but Evade will cut it off once again. Magu beaten out by Shots, taking it over to that corner. Evade over to the midfield once again. Magu there to receive, pass back to Evade. Great sequence from these guys. Cynical's now going to try and see if he can get the finish, can only bounce it from the corner. And Shots set up, Magu with an intercept, but it is going to go too far wide once again. MK Enigma just can't seem to get that accurate shot no matter what they try. Clyde Claymores seem to be able to get those challenges, those clears, looking so efficient from the blue side of the court. Magu again goes high, Freecant challenges back over to the green box. Cynical with a great dribble, but again, Freecant with a 50-50, and that should be more than enough to hold the defense for now.
That awkward touch from Evade could be dangerous. Magu having to put the ball off wide, and really nice into the curvature to find Cynical there, so near enough every wrong written. We'll see how this progresses on, because 40 seconds left, Jay, is not a lot of time to get one goal, especially when the Claymores are pretty much perfect at the moment. They've got a couple of little errors with openings in the back lines, but nothing is able to see through.
30 seconds, and Magu again challenged. Shots takes it over to the green side again. Cynical challenging with midfield control. Calzafay past the Shots. That is a fantastic touch, but it is going to go too far wide. And what could have been another great goal for the Clyde Claymores will not go well. Open net though, chance on the double commitment. Freecant will get it out alongside shots. And Calzafay there to just maintain the pressure. 10 seconds remaining. MK Enigma's trying to keep this ball alive. The ball is once again in a dangerous position on the map, but it's not going to go in. Freecant with a dribble. Ball's on the floor. Cynical tries to keep it up. Off the backboard. Into Evade. Once again, it's close. Magu with a final strike, but it's going to bounce. Still stay up in the air. And Clyde Claymore's trying to get it over to the green half. MK Enigma's trying to stay alive in game one, but they just can't get it done. What an intense start to the series.
1-0. How rare do you see that in Rocket League these days? But you know what that means. By every tradition, by ever nature, this is going to be a close series, but at the same time, next game could very well be a blowout.
Absolutely.
You're probably going to get tons of goals. I'm going to take a speculation at 7 goals in the next game, because by all Rocket League nature, that's what you get after a super close, very stalematey game one.
I mean, in fairness, that tends to be the way that sort of game ones tend to go. You know, both teams trying to feel each other out, hold their best defensive, play very safe. You know, as a result, you don't get a lot of goals. But you know, I think that's kind of like a really appropriate way to play Rocket League. I think, you know, when you're trying to counteract your opponents, when you're trying your best to cut off their setups at the last second, try and force them to rotate and waste boost. I like that sort of style of play.
It's a learning game.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
You know? And this first game certainly might be a learning experience for the MK Enigmas, the favourites coming into this series, and they're going to lose game one after a great early offensive setup there by the Clyde Claymores. What do you think they need to do to adjust to go into game two?
Coming into, it's just pretty much that shot accuracy, Jay. We've saw in that game alone 3 missed shots on open nets. Like I said, the Claymore's near enough perfect. That back line does need to get tightened up, but it didn't hurt them in that game purely because the shot accuracy near enough. These chances right from above, we saw Magu and Neve definitely being the key ones that need to up that area of the game, because Triss generally sits back. He's more of a defensive player setting up his teammates, and so those 2 lads need to just basically convert. Redirects are hard. I know it's easier said than done. It's like, I'm nowhere near as good as these lads up on the stage.
Neither am I.
So, yeah, it's just that case of you see it, you've got to put that ball in the back of the net, otherwise you get nothing.
The problem, though, is that, you know, on the Clyde side, they were having a lot of great 50-50s. They were challenging a lot of the setups. You know, there's some great opportunities for Cynical, for example, to go for a redirect, especially when they pushed the ball right up to that box and it was in the air. We didn't get that chance, though, because there was a good 50-50. One player went up, challenged, stopped that ball's momentum, stopped any opportunity for that redirect to go in the back of the net. So that's kind of the reason why I think Clyde Claymores only let it go so far, essentially, to that 1-goal deficit, essentially. So coming into game two, obviously, there will be adjustments from the MK Enigma side. What do you think Clyde Claymores need to keep up to try and keep their momentum?
I actually think they're going to adjust themselves and focus on boosting into this game, because they've already given their sort of game plan in game one. So they've got to change up themselves, because otherwise Enigma's coming into this game number 2 will just be able to adapt and overtake them. That shot accuracy will be cleaned up into game number 2. So the Claymores, they're going to come into game 2 and they're going to put on a whole new ballpark. They're just going to come out with a new strategy, and I reckon that's just going to be boost control, near enough be faster, because these are really fast players on the Claymore side. They're just going to basically outpace their opponents and beat them to the ball every single chance they get.
Here we go, game 2. Start over to the blue half. Cynical off the backboard. Perfect denial from shots, though. Takes it behind him instead of trying to boom it back down to the green half. I mean, obviously, that's a very dangerous maneuver and a very dangerous position for the ball. Calzafay again to the backboard. Freecant and shots both go up, but a good challenge by Magu will keep it away from the opening goal. Still Calzafay with a great dribble past them. Oh, beautiful from Calzafay! 20 seconds in, and Clyde Claymores style things into the first goal.
Everyone has been crying out, the Fennec is too OP. It is not about the card, Jay, it's the player. Calzafay coming in today. Oh boy, is he hot and ready for this.
And once again, an early start for the Clyde Claymores, literally exactly how things went down in game number 1. The MK Enigmas challenged in their own half once again. Cynical into Evade's position. Freecant and Calzafay there in the midfield challenge. Magu with a pinch. It goes over to Cynical to take overall control. Again, bounce off the sideboard. Shots goes in for a challenge, and that's all he needs to do, you know. Clyde Claymores, if they can hold out for the next 4 minutes, they have won this second game. Once again,
Feels
Freecant.
like deja vu.
Very, very deja vu indeed. Again, early goals, struggling MK Enigmas to break into that blue half. It's exactly like game 1, although times could change here off that backboard. Magu's trying to set things up, but not to be. They all decide to fall back.
That's a massive retreat coming out. For me, that's a bit scary for MK Enigmas. That shows they didn't have any confidence in their play, but they're moving up as a team. They're trying to use that 3-man sort of push. It's a risky strat. We'll see if it works out for them.
Evade, pass into Cynical. Cynical's a bit too far out of position. Evade can rotate back over and Magu can challenge here once again to the backboard, trying to get a dribble going, but no boost to carry it further forward. Cynical instead is forced to retreat back over to the midfield, trying to get it past Shots, getting it set up for a teammate. Magu controlling again, Evade, actually in the blue half to receive, so he might be able to set something up. Pass it to Cynical, perfectly placed, but one good challenge again from Calzafe. He's not letting anything from the MK Enigmas come to fruition in that blue half. Every single time, it's just denied.
Yeah, Calzafe is just being an absolute unit in the back, and now here in the front. Oh, just wide for that ball.
Very, very close, but still, Freecon over to the corner once again. Cynical tees it up, goes off the sideboard. Shots there with the receiver into the corner. Good pinch, but it is going to go wide regardless. Clyde Claymores don't know how to respond to that, so just fall back to their standard positions in the offensive line. Bounce back from the corner into the center. Great angle from Shots, but better save by Cynical. And Evade will come up with the overall pinch and clear back over to the blue half. Again, Clyde Claymores so ready for it. They're on rotate.
Yeah, their rotations have just been so slick. Even if they've got two players sort of stuck in the corner, that third man back is always ready to rumble if he's needed.
Shots for the dribble out. Again, responding to Calzafe's initial setup. Freecon being missed from his part, and Evade will try to bump him out of the way. Again, Magu set up as Evade puts it over to the box. Bounce again from Evade over to Magu. To the backboard. Shots. Cynical. Again, 50-50 to Evade's position. Once again inside that box, perfectly set up for Magu, and there you go, out of nowhere. He gets that first in for MK Enigmas, first of the series on the board for the green side.
A bold move from Magu, just literally dive in on three, don't have a care in the world. He's just going to dive at that ball. Comes out heads. I like that. You've got to take a risk every now and then, Jay.
Yeah, for MK Enigmas, up for that risk will finally put them back in contention of this game. And again, their first game scored so far here in the series. Cynical, another breakaway chance. Great sequence from him, set up perfectly, but no punish from Magu, and now Freecon will try to return the favor over the Shots. Fantastic counter-attack sequence, but Cynical is there to deny. Booms it a little bit far for what Calzafe can chew. Take it once again to the sideboard, bounce up over to the box. Evade will take it away alongside Cynical there to receive it. He's also out of boost. He's tried to challenge Shots. Shots missing out entirely, but Cynical again with the dribble. Pass up to Magu's position. Great sequence again, but Calzafe knows what's coming, and again, he's there to defend it every single time.
Yeah, looking at the Enigmas right now, they need to bring out the demo. Shots got the same idea as well. You can see Freecon's looking so dangerous above that net. Good stuff from Magu to get the ball away from danger.
There we go, three players up the left-hand side of the field for the MK Enigmas. They're going to try and go for the clears. It's Evade to the corner once again. Bounce up from Freecon. Shots is there to pass to Calzafe. Great passing plays, great shooting plays, but Magu again with the defense. It's Shots passing over to Freecon to recover what defensive they have left on the Claymore side, but it is cleared out by Magu. Response here from Calzafe. Cynical, bounce back off the floor. Challenge again onto Calzafe's position. Once again to the backboard where Freecon is there to receive. MK Enigmas giving Clyde Claymores a little bit too much room to breathe, I think. But still, they come up with a great shot, and Shots of all people is the man to choke.
How this just snuck into the bottom left corner, I do not know. Evade just with the pop shot, the chance, he was just wanting to put pressure on with that hit. He was not actually hoping for a goal, really. And he's been rewarded. Sometimes you just got to catch your opponents off guard.
2-1 on the board for the Enigmas. Clyde Claymores now on the back foot for the first time in this series. Cynical and Evade going out to the corner, bounce back to the backboard again, trying to receive against Shots' position as he goes for the dribbles. Magu will challenge, go off the sideboard, 48 points of boost, going for another great shot and a great angle, but Calzafe off the backboard quicker. Freecon challenging Cynical. Now they go over to that green half where Calzafe tries to recover again from the corner. It bounces over to the midfield. Evade and Magu set up for the counter-attack. Once again to the backboard, second touch will not be allowed by Calzafe. Again, he's always on that backboard. He is the key point for the defense for Clyde Claymores, but they are starting to crumble to pieces. Again, once again, it's taken over to that corner as MK Enigmas can't set up the final shot. They need to secure the deal on this game. 10 seconds, they still hold a lead, and the Clyde Claymores trying to keep themselves alive, trying to get a nice goal in. Nice angle from Shots, pass back to Calzafe, but he's a little bit mispositioned, and the ball will go right back to the blue half of the field. Freecon will try to keep it alive, but Evade is here to challenge, put it right back into the box. Magu with a strike. It will stay alive for a moment in time here, and Freecon actually sets up Calzafe. Again, it's going over to the green half, but finally the Nile will come through, and there you go. MK Enigma is going to equalize the series 1-1.
This best of 7 going the whole way is looking mighty scrumptious for us. I'm liking it.
I'm loving it. Again, I changed my prediction last second. I was hoping for the 4-3. And it looks like we might just get it. Again, you hope for a back and forth affair. And it looks like that's what we're getting right now. You know, we've seen a very confident game from one side, a confident game from the other, but not quite the same sort of blowout level of confidence that we've seen. You know, both teams have held, you know, a decent lead, but never having more than one goal above each other.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised at that game. Like I said, I was expecting a lot of boost control to play into that one. Claymores did not change up their strategy, and that's why they ultimately lost in that game. They were just doing the same thing. A record, a song, is not as good the second time you hear it as that first once magical time, and unfortunately, they've got to find a new track to play.
Yeah, well, of course, a new track will have to come in Game 3. We've seen a little bit of adjustment come out from the MK Enigmas. I still think they've got some problems with leaving a bit too much space for the Clyde side.
Oh,
you know?
definitely.
Like, you know, you've seen a lot of great setups over towards that that backboard, that blue backboard, which doesn't quite get punished, doesn't quite go all the way. And as a result, Clyde Claymores, especially Calzafay, always gets off that backboard and always gets that clear. You saw it so many times in that game too. And for Game 3, I think he's going to be looking to do much more of the same.
That's pretty much because, Jay, they all move up, like I said, as a trio. They move forward just near enough, downfield together, and then if something doesn't work out, they all three retreat back. That means they're like a little bit slow, essentially, because there's only so much limited 100 boost canisters on the pitch. So they're going to just basically have to scramble and get some of that small boost as well, which slows them down when their retreats.
Let's take a look at some of the replays real quick of the match that we've just seen, a couple of the games so far. A couple of decent highlights out of this one here. Only a couple games into this one, and so far we've had a little bit of a decent chart.
Yeah, looking at this one here from Calzafay, just putting it up in the air. He needs to have teammates ready and raring to jump down on that ball. You can see they're a little bit too slow on that one, Jay. A little bit of problem at times for both teams, really, where they're not communicating. But Calzafay, seeing his teammates weren't ready on that time.
I love this goal. I love this goal. Like, this is just such a Calzafay move, I think. Like, he would absolutely love to score something like that, and I think a lot of the players here would love to do something absolutely manic on the grand stage in this sort of manner of form, you know, for the Claymore side. And again, it was a start that seems to bring the momentum over to the favour of that particular team. You know, they've had such a confident time so far in holding their own over the course of their series. And yeah, although it is an even series, like, you know, you can't deny that both games have been uber close here, Bacon. Uber.
Love that word.
Uber. It's like something out of Crash Bandicoot, isn't it? Play Crash Team Racing yet?
No, I have not. It's on in the Expo booth. Yeah? They've got a little competition going for it. I might try and sneak into that a bit later.
Crash Team Rocket League, how about that? Ooh.
Imagine if you could get like the Crash Bandicoot car.
That'd be great.
That's something we want. So let's get on that, please.
So let's talk more about this third game. What are we hoping to see coming out?
Coming into the third game, basically, like I said, we want a little bit more pace. It's been a bit slow. It's strategy. It's trying to prod at your opponent. It's a chess game. Whereas I don't want chess. I want just sumo wrestling. I just want them to run at each other and just see who comes out on top, really. Just big boys blasting each other.
Apparently so. I mean, I agree. You are probably about right with the whole like chess comparison. It certainly has felt like a chess game. It's not quite the same sort of fast-paced Rocket League that we're so used to. But certainly it has been one of those matches that you can see where both teams really want to win. So they're going to bolster their defensive to the point where they just don't let anything through. And certainly great defensive came out from both sides. You know, again, Calzafay, I keep highlighting him.
You said about bolstering defenses. We've noticed that backline defense has been a little bit, I wouldn't say fragile for both teams. It's the midfield where everything's really playing out. And it's that control, just trying to hold down that midfield line. Definitely from the Claymores, like I said, in Game 1, where they near enough just slow it down. They're just trying to look to make it awkward for the MK Enigmas. And the Enigmas have found it really awkward to play up against, where in Game 2, they definitely adjusted to that, hence why you saw a lot of shadowing come in. Essentially, that second man, after the ball slowed down, ready to just jump onto that because they were reading what the Claymores were doing because they kept doing it. You've got to change up your strats every now and then, Jay.
Absolutely. What kind of change in strategy we see come out of the Clyde Claymores for this one is the real question, I believe, at the moment here, Bacon. What says you? What do you want to see out of Claymores going into Game 3?
Pace. Freecon is a ball chaser when he really wants to be, and I want to see a little bit more of that. He's been too, I'm going to say, cautious coming into this game. Sometimes we definitely know in Rocket League at the moment, you just got to have the lad that is just following that ball around, and near enough being a nuisance to everyone. He's got to be a little Jack Russell in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, Freecon was one of the guys we highlighted prior to coming into this one. We talked a lot about him and how he's sort of like been one of the Scottish big boys in Rocket League. You know, behind the likes of Marky Duda, for example, is what I'm saying. But, you know, like,
I hear he even calls himself the face of Scottish Rocket League.
Oh, that's a bold
That's
statement.
ego.
That is a bold statement to have, but, I mean, I'm trying to find the right words to talk about Freecant here, because it's like, I agree with you to a certain extent, but I don't like ball chasing. So like, for me, it's a bit of a Nash strat, in my opinion. I just don't feel like it's...
You're not a fan of the Bim Bam as well,
No, I'm not a fan of the Bim Bam, I'm not a fan of the ball chase, I'm not a fan of a lot of what, Rocket League posts, essentially, yeah. But no, I mean, I kind of agree with you in the sense that he has to sort of like harass that sort of backline on the MK Enigma side. I'd like to see some more bump plays come out, because like that's the one thing that I think is going to try and break down that defensive. The fact that they'll have that they'll have those players that are held up in the net or on the back line or on the backboard as a whole, and they'll have to try and shove control out of the way, because at the end of the day, we've seen so many great backboard clears come out, so many great backboard setups that have been denied by backboard clears, and a defense that just hasn't been broken, especially, I think, for the Clyde Claymores.
Yeah, and continue on the Claymores and that, one thing we have not seen is this vibrant shots. He has been very quiet for this. He's almost taken that third man sit back and be quiet role. You'll notice how Kalzafi has sort of changed roles with him. Kalzafi's been right up in the grill at this moment. I feel Shots he's best utilised up in the attack. He's not the best defender in the world, but he's got wicked pace and he can really get those shots on target. Like, it's his name, for goddamn sake. It's what he's good at.
Absolutely, you're right about that. For him, I mean, obviously we talked about how he's one of our contenders for the MVP sort of spot. So we got to ask, like, is that now under contention by Kalzafi, who's having an absolutely manic performance?
Yeah, he's definitely making our lives harder, because beforehand we were asked, like, oh, who on each team should be, like, who would you be thinking is the MVP? And now we're like, Shots has been incredible so far this season, but I don't want to for him to lose that now just in the finals. Like,
well, he's got to step it up.
It's points stacking, ain't it, you know?
Yeah, I think he's got to step it up, because right now I feel like there's a lot of limitation on both of these sides being able to do what they can really do. Shots in particular, not having a great game. I don't think Cynical's been 100% either as well. No. We talked about him about how yesterday...
Evade has really, really stepped it up.
Yeah, Evade is looking pretty good. So, being told we're about to ready to get into game number 3 here, Bacon. So let's have a look at the future of the series as a whole. We're in darkness. It's all
mysterious.
Mysterious, yes, indeed. But let's talk about the future of the series, because obviously there is a third game to have. Where do we think is going to go based off what we've seen so far in the first 2?
I'm actually expecting the Enigmas probably to really step it up in this one. Ooh, that is bright. I've seen the light. But yeah, I'm especially expecting the Enigmas really to turn it up, and then that will play, their hand essentially, and then it's all going to be down to the Claymores to chase back, because so far the Claymores really are just playing, I want to say at a comfortable pace, but they need to be put in hot water, Jay. I want to see them get a bit frazzled.
Absolutely, no, absolutely. I want to see a bit more pressure, because we've seen a lot of pressure in terms of backboard. We haven't seen a lot of pressure in terms of the mentality game. So let's see if they can make it happen. We get into game 3 again, completely even on the board here, but Kalzafi wants to try and change that early on in this one. Another early goal almost came out from the Clyde Claymores. Got a bit of offensive going out here as Kalzafi now dribbles the ball up. Freecant there with the 100 boost. Nice block out. He's got great control as well. Flick back on Evade, but Evade's going to read that again. So much room to work with for the MK Enigmas defender, and they clear right back. There's no one in the net, but a big miss from Magu will leave Kalzafi to boom it right back down the other end of the field. Very ping-pong style Rocket League to kick things off in our third game.
Double commit there as well, coming out from the Claymores. They talk together, just talk to each other a little bit better, make sure that everyone knows who's going for the ball so that you don't double commit. It will thus make the pressure so much more effective.
Oh, demo out here from Shots' part. Kalzafi bounces up. Shots going to try and come forward, but he's only just respawning, so he hasn't got enough boost to make it all the way to the midfield. Shots still pass over to Kalzafi, though. Bounce back again to the backboard. Freecant, a great redirect and a great sequence to the right-hand side of the net. Shouldn't work out, but for Clyde Claymores, they scored it first.
Brilliant in-ball there from Shots and Kalzafi. You could see Cynical as well. Knew that was a problem area. He got a little bump, but it was not enough. Kalzafi being able to set up Freecant, and that was brilliant. Again, though, another minute goal. Claymores, they're consistent, if anything.
Absolutely. Very, very consistent stuff. 4:05 on the clock for game 1, 4:40 on the clock for game 2, and 4:02 for game number 3. So, yeah. Within 60 seconds, Clyde Claymores able to get the initial start. It's all about the following 4 minutes, though. You've seen in one case 4 minutes where they were able to hold out and make sure MK Enigmas didn't get anything on the board. We've also seen one situation where the complete opposite happened, and actually MK Enigmas were able to turn it around at 2-1. Plenty of breathing room certainly still. Over to that blue half again. The ball will get teed back down over to the green half. It is Cynical there to receive. Calzafay bounce up, shots over to the backboard. Evade is there to receive it, and Cynical there for the overall clear. Magu will take control at the midfield, pass back over to Cynical, but Calzafay with one more good challenge. Keeps it in that green half, keeps the pressure going, almost gets a second opportunity here. Shots with a great redirect, but Cynical able to deny.
I'm a little bit worried at the moment, actually, Joe, because both these two teams are being a little bit too predictable. I was a bit worried in the back lines.
Yeah.
Players not really set up correctly. Nice little touch from Magoo to put on the pressure as well.
They're trying to sneak goals in rather than just brute force their way into that, and I really think the brute force approach is right now what they need. Both teams covered all their gaps. So Evade will cover the corner here. Great setup of shots again. It's going to go too far wide. That ball is already swinging very far wide on the left-hand side. Shots goes in the challenge for Ekant there with the demo on Cynical. Calzafay bounces back to the mid-center. It is Magu with a shot. Evade almost bumps it out. Ekant with a very dangerous defense, but it is going to go high off the crossbar, so it is a defense nonetheless here for the Clyde Claymores.
Yeah, I've noticed that with Ekant, definitely the whole of the Claymore side. They play their defense really risky, keep bouncing it into the corner. They want to keep it close to the walls naturally to make it harder to get shots on target. But it does not relieve any pressure.
Ooh.
And there it is, finally cracking. Evade, going to evade the defense and find his way to net.
And there you go, Milton Keynes finally strike back in same sort of fashion to game number 2. We're back in at evens. And 2 minutes and 16 for all of that to change here, Bacon. We've seen very careful Rocket League, but I'm starting to see a bit more pressure, a bit more engagement, a slightly faster pace from the MK Enigmas. Look at the kickoff already from Evade, almost going in for a shot there, but Ekant able to deny once again as Magu bounces up over to the box. 2 players commit on the defense for the Clyde Claymore side. Evade with plenty of boost. Ekant trying to receive it, he misses the ball entirely, so Evade and Cynical can turn it right back around over to the blue half. Cynical with a dribble, shots, passes back over to Calzafay, who takes control. Great dribble up against the first man, but that is the one tuck that he needs. Shots back in past the Ekant, perfectly placed, but it's too high.
Yeah, that shot definitely wasn't perfectly placed in that one. Unlucky there. A bit too high. Doing back into it. It's fine. Magu's there. One thing we're seeing right now, Jay, is all these players using so much boost. They don't care how much they've got in the tank because they've near enough got their thumbs on circle all the time. Or if you're on the Xbox controller, I think it's B? I don't know. I don't use the Xbox controller.
I can't remember. I use Xbox.
They're using a keyboard. Ooh, God help them.
Oh, you've seen some good keyboard players. I don't know. Anyway, Clyde Claymores back in their own half, trying to break out of that midfield control. Shots challenged by Cynical. Bounce up, Calzafay, passing over to shots once again, trying to pass back. Actually gets a decent shot close to the target, but only goes past the box and no further than that.
With that, Jay, with that sort of hit, though, putting it to centre, it was just lined up perfectly for Ray to be able to dribble out. You can't just put pop shots like that, little redirects that aren't going to be damaging, because actually it's just handing the ball over to their opponents.
Nice passing play again, sets up shots for a much more centered up target here. Evade with the defense, and Cynical there to receive it here over in the Clyde Claymores half. Evade back on the counter-attack, again to the backboard. Calzafay's there to clear it. Magu and Cynical scramble to find midfield control. Calzafay will bump one out of the way. Again, another booming clear. That does go on target. Fortunately, Evade is there to defend against it and also demo out the man who took the shot. Magu again to the mid-center, passing over to that corner. It's Calzafay again to receive it and cut it off. Challenge again onto Evade's position. Ekant goes up. Challenges again. Magu, bounce up. 20 points of boost. 20 seconds on the clock. Bumps Ekant out of the way, but he still controls alongside shots. Good 50-50 against Evade. And Cynical finally gets that clear over to the blue half. Into the final 10 seconds we will go. And there is a decent ball set up here for the MK Enigmas, but no one commits to taking that final strike. Calzafay here to the corner. Once again, bounce up from Cynical. Ekant will clear it, and he'll just let that ball touch the floor. We're in overtime for game 3 of the series, Bacon.
First overtime of the day as well. Can't wait to see what happens here. I'm expecting this to be a long, arduous one as both teams want to get that upper hand. Naturally, we're sitting at 1-1 right now. They don't want to give over an advantage to their opposite team.
Evade challenging, Ekant over to that corner. Evade out to the backboard. Calzafay can't clear this one, but he will be able to block off the shot from Cynical. Good stuff from him. Magu continues to go to pressure.
Oh,
no! The defensive! Where was it, Claymores?
Calzafay had no boost at this point. Look at this. Magu with the bump up. He's got nothing to be able to get up to there. Not quick enough to respond. And of course, teammates 40 at it. Not in position to be able to get onto that one.
That should not have been a goal. That should not have been a goal whatsoever. The slowest ball we've seen all day today, and it is the most unlikely goal of all things, the golden goal of all things to get the overtime. I'm stunned. I can't believe I just saw that.
I said it earlier as well, where the big problem for Claymore so far today has been that communication. You're seeing a lot of double commits come out. they're all mic'd up on the stage. You can see those big boy headsets on there. They need to talk to each other and just basically near enough be rattling on like an annoying little brother, essentially. Just, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Keep telling each other where you are so that you don't have to rely on taking your camera off the ball. You can just focus on that ball and near enough just via the wonderful magic of voice, be able to hear each other and know where each other are. It's all about that team communication and how important it is.
Can't help but Calzafay, though, thought that he might have had that one, though. You know, it looked like he went up for that challenge and just missed it a little bit, and maybe a slight misposition on his part. Didn't suspect the ball's angle to be quite the one it was, and therefore there was no one ready because he thought he could get it. Yep. So, you know, maybe there is a bit of communication issue to iron out.
At the same time, the team should expect Magoo to put that sort of hit on. That continuous pressure is just so commonplace that they've got to learn and just basically make sure they've always got a second man back in net to be able to cover.
Well, for the MK Enigmas, that goal will put them 2-1 up in the series. Looking at strike first again. Very quick plays coming out from Magoo and Cynical here. They bounce up to that corner. It's Freecant and Calzafay in the blue box. And Cynical takes control once again. 43 points of boost. Trying to pass back over to Evade here, but overall Calzafay can punish the quick back pass as a result. Shots coming up again, challenging onto Cynical. Back to the mid-center. It's Freecant there to take control. 3 points of boost. Big miss. Chance available for shots, but Magoo recovers Calzafay there with one final shot off the crossbar, and Freecant rotates in. But a great defensive held up by Milton Keynes Enigmas. They keep things zeroed out in the first 45 seconds.
The problem is now, are they going to be able to get the ball downfield? The answer is no. Shot's going to get it down.
Oh, beautiful.
Freecant, what a goal.
Absolutely good stuff there. They scrambled to get that clear, and no one was ready for shots off the backboard. No one on the backboard. A second touch that Magoo is not saving. And once again, for the fourth game in a row, Clyde Claymores draw the first goal in just 60 seconds.
Kings of consistency at the moment. Gotta appreciate it. For me, though, the big one there is shots coming in. I want to see him a little bit more fired up, and he is definitely putting shots on.
Pressure again from Clyde Claymores. Calzafay over to the midfield. Cynical there with a great boom back downfield. That one was actually on target. Calzafay got an official save with it as well. Evade there, one dunk it down. Oh, it disrupts it. It's right in the net, but Shot gets it out of the way. Cynical with a light touch. Calzafay will come up with the save, and very close on the part of the MK Enigmas. They are still trying to get it inside that box. It will not happen for the moment for the Clyde Claymores, but once again, it will be Cynical set up for a great shot, denied by the Claymores. Calzafay trying to counter-attack, will take it to the green box this time. But MK Enigmas, they have their control, and they are able to get the clears so easily.
Oh, that's not the greatest of touches from Freecant to put off to the wall. He was looking to stall for time. Unfortunately, just hand that one over to his opponents. Magoo here, again, will do a little bit more of that time stall, and Cynical needs to get boost. And of course, Evade, it'll get to the center. Just beaten out by the defense, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's what happens.
Right there.
That's what happens when you don't rotate. No one in the net to save that one. Cynical way too far away, and Clyde Claymores, for the first time, they're going to take a 2-0 lead above MK Enigmas here in the series, Bacon. Quite the surprising affair, I will have to say. Again, it's one of those goals that absolutely should not have gone in, but because of a big mistake from one side, it just completely throws the whole game out of whack.
Yeah, those opportunities at this level should never arise. It's rookie mistakes everyone makes them.
Oh!
It's not a rookie mistake. That is beautiful, and that is Freecant.
Freecant, more like free can. Absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Yes, really. Yes, really, I said it.
I'm ashamed of you, but not of that goal.
3-0 for the Clyde Claymores, and what a stylistic fashion to do it as well. Freecant, we were talking about him as being one of the standout players for this side as well, and finally, he's starting to show it a little bit with Calzafay also trying to prove his worth right here, right now, setting things up. Freecant here to the midfield, challenging onto two players successfully so. Calzafay there in to the blue half midfield, getting that 100 boost once again. From the side, Magoo, no dribble, Evade, demos out, two demos. Oh, this is dangerous, but they can't capitalize on it. The angles are so awkward. MK Enigmas on the backboard, you can't shoot from there. And Clyde Claymores, they'll be able to get right back in the green half. Calzafay with a 50-50 Freecant coming in once again off the backboard. Magoo's trying to get out of dodge, but Cynical will be able to get the save.
Yeah, the wrecking ball treatment only works if you've got a player to just near enough dribble it to net or even put the pop shot on. If you've got no one to do that, it is useless, and all you've got is just essentially let the lads respawn with 32 boost.
Evade passes up. Great sequence from those two. And Milton Keynes will get there first on the board here for game 4. Still 2 to make up, 2 minutes to do so. It's not the worst situation in the world, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, 2 minutes to get 2 goals, it's entirely possible. There's just let them sort of take that as a confidence boost and see how they evolve from here. Decent kickoff. It's a good start.
Set up here for Cynical. Once again to the backboard, it will be denied by the incoming rotations of the Clyde Claymores. Now shots with 100 boost, challenging into the corner. Freakant's also there with him. There have been too many players in that one position. Calzave will still go for the redirect. Light ball touch that again. Evade can just get off that backboard and save it here. Over the shots. Challenge on Magu into the midfield. Cynical actually into the blue half. Takes it off the backboard. Perfectly set up for Magu to take the shot, but Calzave tees it off a little bit. Evade with a follow-up. Shots with another redirect away. And Calzave passes back over into the back pass of shots. Bounce over to the green box. Perfectly set up for Calzave. Shots passes the Freakant, and that is another great goal from him. 4-1 on the board. Clyde Claymore starting to look like they're going to run away with this game.
And this all stemmed from the previous attack from Enigmas, where essentially they just kept hitting the ball towards net instead of trying to pass and set something up. So it came down to just one lad on defense having to retreat whilst doing it as well to go pick up the 100 boost. And it was just the Claymores then just dogpiling onto the ball and easily able to pick up that cheeky little.
Big miss, but fortunately Magu is there to respond to it. MK Enigmas bounce back, second touch not going to be allowed, and Cynical will go for a strike. Evade with a nice angle to make it happen. He puts it to the left side of the net, and MK Enigmas by a crucial lifeline. But again, they've got to make up 2 goals. Now it's 60 seconds on the clock to do so. It's not very easy.
Big flop in defense there, I will say, coming out from the Claymores. But the massive thing there is Evade seeing the miss, the ball going into the post, and then quick turning onto it. Normally in those situations, players are just already naturally just going straight to the midfield boost, and they're not going to turn around on it.
Not liking this from MK Enigmas. All 3 players in the green corner, barely rotating out of position. Still Magu, great ball control. Back off the crease. This is perfect. It's up for Cynical to make it happen. It's right on the line. Calzave gets it out. Magu still controls. It's right inside the box. One final flick. Cynical will boom it in. And there you go. MK Enigmas, 15 seconds of struggling, but now they're within 1 of contesting the game.
That was just sheer willpower and effort there. Continuously, time and time again, just pushing the envelope, and they finally get across the line.
42 seconds, 1 goal needed for another overtime for the MK Enigmas. They have brought on the comeback here. And once again, Cynical with a bounce up, sets it up for Magu. Bounce away from Calzave, over the shots of position, he takes control. Now off the sideboard, feed away to the green half. It's Evade with the 30-second gong sounding, realizing the pressure is once again back on, passed up from his teammate. Great redirect to Magu. A fantastic sequence that Freakant will block. Shots gets it out of the way, challenges Cynical over to the green half once again. Freakant can't find his shot, and Evade will take control. Dribble in, Calzave with a challenge. Magu already set up, takes it back over to Evade. Great shot off the backboard. Cynical's right there, and they've got it. 4-4. We're back in for contention of game 4.
And this was all the team passing plays. Every single lad getting involved. 1, 2, 3, bish, bash, bosh, get a goal in there.
Oh man, looks like another overtime's on the cards, but 8 more seconds of regulation. Maybe MK Enigmas or Clyde Claymores could change the pace entirely. Once again, over to Cynical as he takes it over to Freakant. He was able to get that clear away. Evade finally sets it up off to the backboard. Cynical, one final dunk, but one good 50-50 from the defense. Evade will evade, and it will be overtime for another game. Things just got real tense.
And real spicy. I'm loving this right now. Everyone in the arena is loving it as well. This has been one final, remember.
Freakant off the backboard, no one's there to clear it. Shots with an awkward redirect. Calzave there, but Evade is able to defend once again. Shots to the backboard, set up for another. Freakant will fall back over to that corner. Calzave with another great redirect. It will go to that midfield as Freakant tees it up. Great dribble up. Oh, this is brilliant stuff from him, but not to be this time. Again, MK Enigmas seem to have their number on that defense, although the pressure's coming through still. Calzave to the backboard, perfectly set up to the center line, but no one is there to commit.
Yeah, Freakant had no boost, where of course they were continuously steaming from deep, so he had to go the whole way back to his own corner to pick up some. it just really broke up that attack.
Close part from Shots. Freecon gets it away. Shots a great redirect to put more momentum behind the ball, but Cynical and Evade are there to read it and get it out of the way. Freecon pinch back into the mid-center. It's Calzafay, bounce off the corner, solo playing this one out of the way, but Evade now with the dribble up of his own right, passes over to Magu, passing back to Evade, but Evade is rotating away for boost. He didn't realize what was going on. You're 100% right about that. Now Cynical here with the recovery, backboard play. Calzafay is able to deny it, and Magu will continue the pressure going for the MK Enigmas. Bounce up, demos in, chance available for Evade, but Calzafay will clear it one more time. And Cynical over the shots to respond to the backboard. It's Magu there to clear it out.
Yeah, and a great hit over to the corner there from Magu. Brilliant stuff to just basically alleviate any pressure, but those bumps in there, nearly costly for Enigmas.
You can feel every single goal could be the one that ends things up. And for MK Enigmas, this is all about match point here in the grand finals. For Clyde Claymores, it's all to equalize the whole score. Calzafay, once again, off the ceiling. It's Magu here to receive it. Shots with great control. Cynical there with another great challenge. Set up for Freecon now, who takes it off the backboard. Magu should be able to read that, no trouble, no bother. The pace slows down a little bit. I say that though, Cynical. Oh, what an angle and what a setup, but just a little bit too far back. Not enough boost to carry him all the way. Still Evade, keeps it inside that box. And Magu there for a quick challenge in the corner. Cynical also to the midfield. We'll keep it away from that corner. Inside the box, Calzafay and Freecon with 100 points of boost. And Magu just can't seem to work off this position.
This pressure right now is near enough suffocating from the Enigmas. Look at that, continuously, time after time, puts in here on, keeping that pressure going. Cynical will dribble, he's got past one, he's got past the second, but the wall is the last thing standing in his way.
Cynical still set up for a shot, it's right off the post. Evade here with one final ball play. Freecon still gets it. How does he do it? Magu still with control into the box. Calzafay and Freecon here with a very awkward clear out of the way. As Shots and Calzafay clear it back over to the green half. Double commit, big mistake. Freecon can't punish it. And so close, but so far on both ends of the field. Neither Clyde Claymores or MK Enigmas can finish the job that they've started. Once again over to the box, but no cigar for the Enigmas.
That demo as well would have just removed the player, so rotations could be a little bit wonky right now. It's going to be hard to get the ball out.
Oh, Calzafay! No way!
Calzafay puts the weight of the world on his shoulders and equalizes the score.
Watch this. Watch this insane small touch that beats out Evade. He was the one man that came forward and the one man that finished off the job. Clyde Claymores will not allow match point yet. 2-2 in the series. We are nowhere near done, Bacon.
No, look at the Enigmas there, just frustrated. Like I said, Magu, it was almost like his fingertips. So harsh for him right there. But for us, we're loving every single moment of it.
This is truly fantastic. This is the match that we wanted to see for the entire season so far. Our first game 5, I want to say, second or third game 5, something like that.
It was behind the scenes earlier on. That was just there, like, oh, we think this could be the game, like, of the day, like, of the entire tournament. We're like, don't worry, it is going to be that game. It is going to be absolutely epic, and the boys are delivering.
Here we go, quickly into our 5th game of this series. Very quickly into tension as well. You can almost feel it in the air right now. Both teams realize what's at stake. And look at Evade already with a great dribble up over to that corner. Freecon and Calzafay. And Shots in the back line. Magu, great response all the same to the backboard. It's Cynical here with a great shot of his own right. Threads the needle and gets the first in for MK Enigmas.
The pattern's broke as well right now. Claymore's getting that first goal every single time, and Enigma's breaking that. Oh no, times are changing.
Times are indeed changing. Yes, MK Enigmas are the favourites. You expect them to be able to pull off plays like that. They have struggled throughout this one though. And once again, a kickoff for Cynical and Evade. Calzafay able to deny it. Looked like a bit of an awkward one with the ball just stopping all of its momentum in that midfield. The Shots and Calzafay here on the counter-attack to that backboard. Evade will be able to deny. Freecon also challenging all the same as the only player now up front here for the Clyde Claymores. No points of boost. Fakes out one. Tries to challenge on the second. He needs more support, though. No one from the Claymore side is going to get there until Calzafay finally gets a very dangerous angle, in fact. Evade still with the defense. Shots comes back over. Passes up. It's Cynical with the defense, though. No trouble for him.
Interesting to hear as well, because Calzafay's been doing his initial prod, you know, how he starts off the attacks like that, whilst using near enough no boost at all. That means he can linger about. There are subtle little changes coming in from the Claymores now.
Shots. Challenging Evade. Goes back over to that corner once again. That corner that MK Enigmas have worked off so many times over the course of this matchup. And Magu sent it up for a shot of his own, right? Dunk down opportunity will be denied by Freakant. Calzafay comes up with that clear. Evade, bumps him out of the way, leaves it for Cynical now. Leaves it for Magu instead, actually. That backboard shot to be able to just disrupt that ball's path. But again, Clyde Claim was playing the exact same backboard style, you know, just don't necessarily go for powerful hits back over to the other end of the field, just play it safe, play it slow, take the ball's momentum away, try bump players out of the defense as you get to that counter-attack. And today, that counter-attack will not work out for the Clyde Claymores. Quickly back over from Evade's part of things into that blue half, leaves the ball entirely. The Freakant's got a read, and Magu can only contest.
When the Claymores just attacked, they took so much boost away from the Enigmas as well at the same time. That's why that response to the counter from the Enigmas was so weak there.
Evade, now from the sideboard here. Second touch against Shots, going to get it past Shots. Gets that 100 boost as well, stealing it away from the Clyde Claymore squad. 4 players trying to challenge for that ball. Calzafay puts it over Magu, takes it into the corner here. Calzafay still trying to set something up for the Claymores. Freakant can't quite redirect. We've seen very few center line balls so far in this one. It's a pinch away from Evade. Now go over to the midfield. It's Cynical, set up, goes once again to the backboard, looking for a second touch opportunity. We'll have to leave it for a teammate, though he hasn't got enough power behind that ball. It will have to be left for the third man back, who's going to commit to this one. Cynical will get back in time, just keep it away from the net. And Calzafay still with a setup. Cynical misses that one off the backboard. That's dangerous, but Evade able to just push it out of the way.
Yeah, Claymores, they were a little bit antsy. They were itchy for a goal. Because all 3 went up in the air, and that was a big triple commit. Thus, that's why this attack has really been so good. The pressure not able to hold up because they do so much boost and that and not get into place. They'll take it back to their own end, and this was a lovely little breakaway from Freakant.
Cynical still there in the back line to respond to it, though. Shots up and over. Cynical, very dangerous clear again, but again, no one there for Clyde Claymore was able to punish. They were able to get that demo in against Cynical. It's Evade into that corner. Freakant misses. Evade takes 64 points of boost, trying to pump it in. Calzafay again, trying to go for a style point-blank play. It will not work for him. Shots, same angle. Evade, able to deny from the exact same position. He ends up with that clear. Magu is bumped out of the way, which might actually favor the MK Enigmas side because they're going to get it all the way to that blue half. Calzafay bumped out of the way, though.
No.
And there you go. A slight misplay from the Clyde Claymore side. It's going to leave a second on the board for MK Enigmas.
Really scrappy here. I don't know why Freakant was getting involved in that one. He should have rotated back to the back post of the net and then came in at the ball from the opposite angle just to basically make himself a lot more secure. That was a brain fart moment.
2-0 as a result here for the MK Enigmas, and look at Magu looking for the third. Calzafay will be able to clear it. The tension still in that blue half is starting to mount, starting to make Clyde Claymore sweat a little bit. Freakant once again sets up for the sideboard into that corner. Calzafay comes over and again continues the challenge here on the Clyde Claymore's offensive line. Evade with a touch. Freakant with a response is again going to go to the center. Cynical passes over to no man's land. It will bounce up off the floor crease. Calzafay with very little
options
boost.
for clearances there as well for Calzafay. Look, you could just see 2 players down the line. There is no way he's going to be able to get that ball out. He needs teammates there as options below to near enough ledge. Just drop 2 and they can get a big boot.
60 seconds left. Clyde Claymore still need 2 in this game. MK Enigmas, good pinch back from Calzafay. Freakant also with a decent chance. There's Evade. Also off the backboard, bouncing over to that corner. It's Calzafay up and over with a dribble over to that midfield. Demo in, Cynical once again off the backboard. No one's there to clear it. He's perfectly set up for this, but one good touch from a Clyde Claymore's player in the back lines will keep it away. Evade with another great redirect. A very awkward angle to hit. 3-0 for the MK Enigmas. Looking like they are going to take this one and take match points.
He's good at getting these types of goals, these inconspicuous just from the corners up in the air, where they just sort of float down to net. It's like almost quite graceful how that ball just finds its way. 3-0.
3-0 indeed. Looking like this one might be a loss here right off for the Clyde Claymores. And again, that means they're going to have to compete against the match point of MK Enigmas in this one. Cynical and Freakant challenging for midfield control. Freakant will just dribble up. Magu also there, all the same. 10 seconds remaining. And yeah, nothing coming out from the Clyde Claymores. It's pretty much mathematically impossible. Cynical goes for a style shot. Unfortunately not able to make it happen today. But regardless, it's still going to be a victory for the MK Enigmas. 3-2 now in the series. They are on the match and tournament point here. One more game will seal the deal for them, Bacon, as it looks like, well, things are starting to fall into place for the Milton Keynes side.
Those are some serious faces from both the teams there. You can see the pressure is
Well, it's funny. It's funny. It's complete contrast to the very beginning of the series.
Yeah.
Everyone was smiling, happy. Yeah, it's all good. And now things are getting serious. Things are getting really, really tense here, Bacon.
Yeah, and of course, after this is all done, only one team is going to come away with smiles, Jay. But who's it going to be? We're going to see Enigmas take this next one, or
we'll have to find out, I think.
going to come back with the...
We might have to. We might have to see that. We don't know just yet. Again, it's one more game for the MK Enigmas to take the victory here. We're going to show a very small break, though. And hopefully we'll be back when they will try and see if they can claim this series once and for all. Please do not go anywhere as the grand finals of the Arena Clash will continue.
has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you has brought me out of me. My love for you, 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 my
All right, welcome back to the Arena Clash Finals for Rocket League. If you're just joining us, it's 3-2 currently to the MK Enigmas on match and tournament point here. They are about to wipe the Claymores clean and move on to claim the inaugural Rocket League trophy for the Arena Clash.
Oh yeah, first season of course, and it has been a massive one so far. Been a massive series so far here. Definitely the epic match that we knew it would be. 3-2 currently sitting the scorelines, that 3 going to the MK Enigmas.
Indeed.
I would argue probably the slight underdog, the less expected winner of this. And we're going to my favorite map. The production team know how to get it right. It's Neo Tokyo, Made Bob's Ramen, shine down on us all.
Indeed, MK Enigmas, they need to win this game if they want to claim the trophy. Clyde Claymores to take the victory, and they will be in with a 7th in this best-of-7 series. It all comes down to this. Already a great shot put out by Shots, and finally starting to come alive here for the Clyde Claymores side. Has been a bit quiet over the course of this series. And today, the Clyde Claymores look to try and put it back into contention. Freecant again back over to that backboard. Shots is set up for a decent chance, but MK Enigmas are on that backboard. They're going to make sure they do not let anything slip through. Calzafay, though, a great dribble up that Cynical is forced to save. Magu again challenging to that sideboard. It's evade. Now with no points of boost, but will still carry that ball forward. Only so far, though, is after Cynical and Magu with the defensive. Freecant again takes the center line. Perfectly set up for Shots on the 50-50, but it is a 50-50 that goes the way of the Enigmas.
Good bump there as well from Shots onto Magu to try and disrupt that exit from the corner. You can see here, because of that little break, Jay, both these two teams are probably going to be a little bit more cautious coming into this game. So don't expect them to be firing on all cylinders straight away. They're probably going to be trying to prod just like this. I'm liking it.
A fantastic passing play as well from MK Enigmas. It was just down to the fact that Clyde Claymores put 2 players into Cynical's position that denied any chance for him to score that goal. So there you go. Decent first chances. For the first time, I think, throughout the entire series, Clyde Claymores have not scored one in first 60 seconds. So certainly a change of pace right now for the MK Enigmas as they try and maintain their control. It's Cynical up. Magu over. Great backboard play over to evade. Bump out from Calzafay to his teammate. Might leave things a little bit open, but he is able to return back over again to the backboard off the corner crease. And Freecant just can't sight team to find the shot. Instead, Shots comes in with a dunk down chance, but it is cleared away. Very slow balls coming out from Claymores.
That was actually quite clever from Freecant there. He knew he had no boost, so there was no way he was going to get to it. But his opponents don't know that unless they've got some magical 200 IQ strats coming down, because you can't see each other's boost count. So naturally, he's just there like, I'm going to pressure them. It means they're not going to attack on us, and it means you two lads can get back, get boost, and ready for whatever they throw at us.
MK Enigmas getting dangerously close to this net as a result. Clyde Claymores Struggling to get out of the way. Calzafe gets over the shots. Again, going to try and look for a decent shot. Tries to dribble it past one. Backboard play on the second. Trying to beat out Magu here, but Magu continuing to contest. Freakant again goes to the backboard. With a very dangerous backboard as well. Calzafe here with a dunk down chance. But again, one good touch from Magu will be enough to keep it away. It's shots up over the setup. Freakant is going to double flip his car, keep it away over to that blue half. Once again, the clear will come through for the MK Enigmas. And Clyde Claymores just can't seem to get a handle on what's going on. MK Enigmas will finally strike and punish. First goal on the board for them. 2:22 on the clock, and they will be your champions if Clyde Claymores can't take a lead.
So this goal all started from that demo onto Freakant. It removed him from play, so thus the rotations in the backhand were really, really wonky. And that left such a big opening in the net for Magu, just basically put a massive strike on it. Halfway through the game already, it's been a very intriguing game so far.
Vane with a challenge over to that corner. Again, Freakant trying to get something set up here. Calzafe passes back to Shots, who's nowhere to be seen.
He was hungry.
Trying to get that shot in eventually. Freakant will just continue that pressure. Beaten out by Magu. Calzafe passes over the right-hand side. Shots very far out of position. We'll still try and keep it going. Nice angle on that ball, but we're about to receive a second player down the mid-center. In the end, MK Enigma is just too slow to be able to adjust as a result of that. Calzafe, again with great ball control. Nice challenge on Ave. Demo out from Magu. Calzafe, if you can get it past Cynical, that would have been a goal right there and then. No one left in the net to try and get it in there. Get it out of the way for the MK Enigmas. Freakant over to Calzafe. Not enough boost, is not going to bother for that challenge. So once again, ball control sits to the favor of Team Milton Keynes.
But again, you're seeing that fake sort of on the boost scenario where Calzafe there does the initial jump. No one else is going to go up and contest it. Thus, it makes its way into the corner and gives a lot of time for the Claymores to get back, get boost, and set themselves up in the midfield.
Magu up, Calzafe leaving the ball. Shots with a big miss as well. It's all left to Freakant, who will be able to get it out of the way. Once again, Clyde Claymores resting on respawn luck, it feels like. Once again, over to Freakant here as he goes for the redirect. Nice shot on target, but Evade able to get the save. Shots now rotates back away. Back to the backboard, it's Calzafe now. In out by one, Freakant now with a ball dribble out to the left-hand side of the net. 60 seconds for Clyde Claymores to strike. They need a goal right now, else MK Enigmas will be your champions. But Calzafe, this is the perfect chance. Freakant redirected too far wide, and Shots can't recover it either. Perfect chance wasted by the Claymores.
40 seconds until doom for the Claymores at the moment. They've got to get one goal. You can see how hungry they are for it, but maybe they're just too desperate, throwing too much at that backboard and nothing is sticking. 30 seconds now, and they've got to pull something out of the hat.
Shots will go up on the sideboard alongside Magu, who goes back up the backboard, tries to back pass as well. Freakant and Shots in the advanced angles. Pass up, Shots back over to the backboard. Perfect the demo on Calzafe. Magu removes the crucial third, and now 10 seconds remain before MK Enigmas become your Belong Arena Clash champions. Clyde Claymores need to strike right about now. It's Freakant up and over. Countdown ticking is on the floor, not quite. Cleans up by the Clyde Claymore side. Clear back over. Freakant here with a great response. Challenged again to the backboard. Calzafe here with a dunk down. Once again, response is not coming through. Chance was almost there, but the Clyde Claymores will choke it out the last second. Your Belong Arena Clash inaugural Rocket League champions are the Milton Keynes Enigmas.
If you told me at the start of the season that the Enigmas were going to go on and win it here at I-65, I probably wouldn't believe you. But I've seen it with my own eyes. Them take down their Claymores. They have slashed them to pieces. And thus now, in a 4-2 series, your original predictions, which played Eternal J now. You got rid of that, boy. But you can see the frustration on the Claymores' faces. They're going to be sad, but who's not sad here? It's the Enigmas.
Absolutely not. They took down the #1 seed in the Portsmouth Pirates in the semi-finals to earn their spot here. And therefore, I believe that they have certainly earned the right to call themselves the best team in UK Rocket League right now. Fantastic stuff from them. Truly, truly amazing performance over the course of that series. A big struggle as well, you know, we called it. We didn't say it was going to be an easy affair for them. We didn't believe it was going to be a wipeout whatsoever.
What a turnaround as well, because that game one where they had no shooting accuracy whatsoever. Being able to then come into it, fix all the mistakes, adapt and improvise on the spot. This is what the magic of the team is that adaptation. They can just evolve as the series goes on. If this was a best of 5, this should have been the Claymores, really, you know, by how they're just better on the burst. But whereas the best of 7, the pinnacle, the final, that's where the Enigmas took it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff there from the Enigmas. Again, claiming that championship trophy. Again, very well earned from their part. You can't take it away from them. Clyde Claymores fought very well. You saw how dedicated they were, pretty broken towards the end of that one. But in the end, I feel like we've had a very fantastic series ahead of us here for the MK Enigmas. Show you a couple of replays, some of the highlights over the course of the last couple of games there. And, you know, again, just some beautiful play coming out from them. I almost kind of wish that counter-attack from Clyde Claymores at the very last second of Game 6 that would have actually gone in the back of that net. That would have been an absolutely beautiful way to try and keep this up.
Oh, that would have been the icing on the cake there. But no matter what, this was a beautiful little Victoria sponge. No icing needed, really, for it, because this has been one epic final. I think we can go over to the stage, Jay. Take it away, Joe.
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, we're here at this stage. I've got our finalists standing by and our trophy right here as well. We've got the Claymores on my right here. Just want to have a quick conversation, and we've got some prizes for you guys as well. Talk to me about playing this series, because you guys have had an amazing crowd here. Talk to me about your journey through Belong to get here as well.
I feel like it was a difficult journey, but we got here, and I feel like it was a really difficult final. And all the games were really quite close. There was nothing, no one really ran away with anything. Even when we were 4-0 up in one of the games, they came back, and still, all the games were really close. So I'm a bit disappointed we lost 4-2, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate way for it to end for you guys, but it must have been an amazing experience coming here, having literally a packed-out audience here, cheering alongside you. What was that experience like for you guys?
It was a good experience, thanks to the crowd, and yeah, thanks to Belong for this opportunity.
All right, so last question for you guys. We're going to see you back next season. Are you going to keep this ball rolling?
Yeah, probably see us all back next season, try and see if we can beat them in the finals next year.
All right, sweet. Well, we've got some prizes for you guys. So we've got some lanyards and some headsets for our second place team. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the Clyde Claymores. All right, congratulations, guys. And now on my left, the victorious. We've got the Enigmas here. How are you guys feeling off such a tremendous victory? Because that was a close series, but you guys managed to pull it out.
Yeah, I just feel so relieved that we actually managed to win. Like, it was a really tough series. Every game was a real big fight. They really pushed us very hard. Our game plan was really just to play on their mistakes, and we managed to capitalize on it. Evade here, he really popped off that series. Like, big shout out to him, because he really did step up. He played really well, and I think that's what really gave us the victory.
Sweet. So last question for you guys as well. What's it like in a series like that, right? You've played 6 games. How do you keep it calm? How do you keep it together in that kind of series? Or do you not keep it calm at all?
You just don't. I don't know. I was just shaking. My legs were shaking. Like, every time I was going for the ball, I just didn't know what was going on. It was a surreal experience. You know, the crowd, you could really hear them as well. So it was just a really brilliant experience. First time on stage for me as well, and I just loved it.
That's fantastic to hear. Well, congratulations to you guys. I'm going to step out of your way. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the MK Enigmas, your Arena Clash champions. And we've got some prizes to bring out for you guys as well. We've got some HyperX headsets as well as our lanyards with your gold medals on top of that. So congratulations, everybody. And that is going to conclude our Rocket League finals. The prizes are being given out. We've got our champions. And with that, the MK Enigmas are going to take this one. So we're going to jump into a bit of a break in a moment. But first, we have some announcements coming your way. So I'm going to kick it back over to the casters.
Thanks again, Munch. Yes, we do have a final couple of awards to give away, as you've seen our champions, but we have some MVPs, tournament favorites, and of course our Fighting Spirit award going to the best of the best. So we'll start off with our MVP, man. It was really down to a couple of different players in that grand final, but you're the guy, you're the expert. Who do you think is going to take that MVP?
I'm actually going to give this MVP to Triss. All season long, he's sort of been the backbone, not the star player as such to a team, but what you need is someone just that has the work drive, that sort of like that third man to your rotation, the glue that holds the team together, and Triss has just been that to the Enigma's side. So I think he's deserving of the MVP because he was definitely, for the Enigmas team, the most valuable player.
Indeed, yes. Congratulations to Tris for taking that MVP award. We've also got our community champions as voted by the players of the Belong Arena Clash. From the Colchester team, it's Vormality, who I believe is the coach right now for that particular sport. Yeah, a great contribution to the Colchester lineup so far.
Yeah, so with the Belong Arenas, you've sort of got that, you've got everyone that doesn't even know each other for a lot of these arenas come together just to play games, you know, whether it's Mortal Kombat, your Overwatch, or in our case, Rocket League. And he has just basically brought this team together and coached them, brought them up to a point, and it's just been a massive sort of, I want to say, role model for the Belong Arenas.
And finally, our Fighting Spirit Award for the team that never gave up. Bacon, why don't you tell them?
The team that never gave up. We're looking at this one and we were sort of like going, where could it go to any of these teams? And we thought straight away it had to be Nottingham Arrows. Yes, they got knocked out in the very first stage, the quarterfinals, Jay, of the playoffs. But this was a team that just signifies everything. Of course, these lads coming in as sort of the university circuit champions. Near enough, such a great pairing with McLovin, Dupler and all of that lot. And then also they brought in this new lad to the scene, Delta Bacon. I mean, I've got a little bit of bias from a name, come on.
Of course, mate.
But it'd been quite easy for them to just say, nope, we're a trio, we're three lads, we know how to play with each other. But every single series, Delta Bacon got brought in, and they actually brought him to a stage where he was on their level. And it was incredible to see that team sort of improve over this season. And the future looks bright for those Nottingham lads.
And with those final 3 awards given out, we can officially end this season of the Arena Clash for Rocket League. We may have many more champions in the future, but for now, MK Enigmas are the only ones. And speaking of the future, we have a little announcement to make. Check this out. Yes, the future is certainly looking bright for Rocket League in the Arena Clashes. We will return for the winter season of 2019. Open sign-ups are available for you at your local Belong Arena. So make sure you get involved. Maybe you could be the ones up on that stage next season.
Yeah, 24th of September. Make sure you're there. Get involved with everything. Of course, if you make it so far, it's not just these lads, of course, up on the stage there getting prize money and all of that. It's semi-finalists and everything. I can see there is a third, fourth match going on the line and all of that jazz. So if you think you can take on these lads, get on this stage, sign up, get down to your local arena, and get part of the competition.
Well, for now, we're going to end things off here for the Rocket League stuff. Overwatch is coming up a little bit later. And, of course, if you're still interested in more Rocket League, then that's going to be the Insomnia Masters going on at 9:30 later tonight. But for now, it's back over to Mr. Joe Fenney on the stage to close this thing out.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, we are here, and we are going to be going into a bit of a break. We finished off our Rocket League finals here with the Milton Keynes Enigmas taking it in the end. But next up, we're going to be jumping into our Overwatch Arena Clash. And now I know that this is a popular one here at iSeries, so I cannot wait to see the audience that we're going to have. That's going to be happening in a couple of hours' time. Then later on, we'll jump into Mortal Kombat 11. And as you heard Jay say as well, we'll be having some more Rocket League tonight as our BYOC tournament is going to be kicking off here on this stage. So make sure you're joining us. We'll be back in a couple of hours' time with some Overwatch.
you.